There once was a farm in the lovely countryside in Michigan. A boy was born in 1959, and this is where he grew up. His name is Brad.
Hi, my name is Brad Sherwood. I live in Waterville, Maine. The purpose for making these videos is to work with you to create a better world through dialogue, through sharing lessons that I've learned on a variety of subjects. I don't expect everyone to agree with me, as I wouldn't agree with everyone. And if I see something that I don't like, I always research it. So I would hope that if I say something that doesn't sound logical to you, that you would research that and get back to me if you want, and perhaps improve my knowledge. We need to respect each other. If we understand that each person has value and that we share common values, then we can respectfully discuss a lot of issues in a variety of subjects. Democracy takes a lot of work and a lot of discussion. I hope that viewing these videos will improve your knowledge, and I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful day.
Hello, folks, it's me. I'm driving down the road, and so I have lots of time on the road, so I'm going to try doing a video. And the reason I am prompted to do a video today is because I heard something on the radio, once again, about tariffs, and it's just very frustrating that people don't tell the whole truth about tariffs. So you've heard a lot, and I would like to fill in some other things. First, even though I am a moderate towards liberal in a sense, I have always been in support of trade restrictions from other countries, and tariffs are a way to do that. And I'm driving down the road, so it's hard, so I gotta watch the road, so I won't be looking at you directly all the time. So please forgive me for that. So first off, when Donald Trump announced tariffs, he did it the wrong way. He did it backwards, declaring that certain countries are a national security risk, like Canada. We're going to impose tariffs on steel and aluminum, because what if those countries suddenly, all our allies and trading partners that supply us with iron and aluminum, what if they all of a sudden, all at once, decided to cut us off? We would be in trouble, because we don't have the capacity to process all the ore that they could be using, and therefore we would be in an extremely dangerous situation. But, however, that would never happen. We'll never have all of our trading partners suddenly cut us off overnight. Something like that would happen over time and not overnight, and give us time to develop our infrastructure further and increase the capacity of idle plants, perhaps. The other thing about that situation is if you really are concerned about national security and our resources being available, wouldn't you want to deplete the resources, the natural resources, the aluminum ore, the iron ore, the coal, or whatever? Wouldn't you want to deplete those of the other nations first and save yours for later, so that instead of depleting ours first and then really depending upon the other countries? So so it doesn't make sense to apply tariffs on the raw materials first, because that hurts our manufacturers. Our manufacturers' production costs will be higher, but the consumer goods that we import, the finished products, they didn't receive tariffs at first. So our manufacturers have a higher cost. Our importers, they don't have a higher cost. It's harder for American products to compete against the foreign products. So once again, that doesn't make sense. So what is the logic behind doing this? The only logic would be that executives of the or lobbyists or trade groups for the aluminum and steel industries made big political contributions to campaigns. That's the only logical explanation. If you're going to apply tariffs, you should always do it on the finished goods first. That makes it so that it's harder for importing finished goods from the other countries rather than raising the cost of our domestically produced goods. When things don't make sense, follow the money and see what's going on. And that's the end of this one, and maybe I'll make another one. This is kind of interesting, although it's kind of difficult. I'll have to give my arm a rest because I'm holding this phone up in the air this whole time, and we'll see how this works. I'll talk to you later. Perhaps there'll be more in the future. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. And here's another thing about tariffs. Contrary to what President Donald Trump says, China does not pay the tariffs. The way tariffs work are, when you are a company that's importing something, and let's say it's $1,000 and the tariff is 10%, you will write a check to the United States government or have it transferred electronically, but the check goes to the United States government from the company that is doing the importing, not the exporter. This is how tariffs work. The company doing the importing pays the tariff and then either has to absorb that cost or pass it on to the next person. No matter what Trump says, China is not paying us hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. The United States consumer will ultimately end up paying that tariff. And I guess that's one way to close some of the budget holes from a big tax cut. Over and out. Keep up the good work. Keep on fighting. Democracy takes work and engagement from a lot of people.